New year, new me. New comic book day is right around the corner. Let's see what's on the pull list. I know. It was corny. But welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and this is the pull list. This is my weekly video series where I take a look at the books coming out this upcoming Wednesday. In this case, it's January 3rd, 2024. And I'll take a look. I'll tell you what's on my pull list, what's on the chopping block, and what's on the maybe list. I'm probably just making a game day decision on. I'm really, really excited. And if no one's told you, I want to welcome you personally to a brand new year of content on the Comics Are Dope channel. I don't really have a ton of New Year's resolutions. We'll get to those in a later video. But I do want to say, I want to thank you guys for rocking with me this year. This past year was 3 full years on the channel. And today marks a full year since we rebranded to Comics Are Dope. So I'm appreciative for all of you guys who have recently joined the journey, as well as you guys who've been rocking with me from day one. You're all appreciated. Welcome to 2024. We got a lot of new things coming up your way, not the least of them being comic book reviews and recommendations, starting with this week's slate of comic releases. Now, January 3rd, the first new comic book day of the year, we're going to set the tone. This should be really, really good comics to get us excited about going to the comic shop every single week for the rest of the year, right? I don't know. I hope so. But anyway, let's talk about the book that I'm most excited for this week. And it was kind of a tough decision. Actually, it wasn't really that tough. The book I'm most excited about this week is Fall of the House of X, issue number 1. It's going to be written by Jerry Duggan, and I believe art is by Pepe Larraz. Now, you guys know, if you know me, then you know that my comic book journey started with House of X number 1 about 5 years ago. 5 years, give or take 6 months, right? And House of X, Powers of 10 by Jonathan Hickman, that was such a senses shattering weekly event. The emotions were high, tensions were high, and it had really great stakes and really, it changed the status quo of the X-Men forever, seemingly, or at least for the next 5 years. And now we've been slowly building toward the sort of fall of the Krakoa Empire. And that's what we're getting in this miniseries. Now, I've been up and down on X-Men titles. I've been in and out of X-Men titles since the Sins of Sinister event and before that, Judgment Day. So I'm kind of going into this a tad bit blind. I haven't read the latest issue of X-Men or X-Force or some of the others, but I'm excited that I'll be able to get caught up with the major happenings since the last Hellfire Gala with this issue right here. So Fall of the House of X, Rise of the Powers of 10 is the name of this miniseries. And instead of them doing it weekly, they're doing it monthly, which I can't lie, takes some of the steam out of it for me. I was really looking forward to a weekly event to get back to the comic shop again. But instead, we're getting Fall this week. We're getting Rise, I think, next week. And then we'll wait a month and get another installment of each one until Krakoa's empire eventually falls or is changed in some way in June, July. And then we'll get a new era of X-Men. It's kind of bittersweet to see it go, but I can't lie. I've been shaky on this ever since Hickman left like a year and a half ago. So on with the burning of Krakoa. That's going to be the first book on the pull list with a cover price of $5.99. I've been showing you cover A, but the first time around on House and Powers of X, I got the connecting covers and I thought it'd be cool to do that again. So this week's or this month's cover set is a connecting variant set by Mark Brooks. Not in that signature painted style he'd been doing, but in a more traditional, colored inked style, which is cool. I wish it was painted, but hey, can't complain. Beggars can't be choosers, right? That's what I'm grabbing. Cover B, I think it is. For the cover price of $5.99. Now, let's see what else the House of Ideas has up its sleeve for the first new comic book week of the year. Starting with Amazing Spider-Man issue 41. The gang war is continuing. And of course, this whole power vacuum that Tombstone's seeming death left behind, or at least his incapacitation, we could call it, had left behind, has got all of these different power players scrambling to try to establish themselves as the new kingpin, right? Well, you can't have a new Kingpin without the old Kingpin having something to say. So we're going to see the appearance of Wilson Fisk in a Spider-Man title for a change. The dude's been all around the X-Men universe for a minute. But anyway, getting Kingpin in the gang war. Why not? Let's mix it up. Cover price on that one is $4.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And the next book on the Marvel Comics pull list is Fantastic Four, issue number 15. Fantastic Four, written by Ryan North. Is his name Ryan North? I feel like I'm like mixing up people's names. But anyway, Fantastic Four has been awesome. It's not felt like some ground shaking, disturbing the Marvel Universe type book, right? But it's been fun, nice adventures of, Marvel's first family, comics' first family, for that matter. And we've been teased the appearance of Franklin and Valeria coming back along with the other kids in the Marvel Universe. And we didn't get it in the last issue because somebody was messing with the timeline in a very interesting way. You'll have to go back and read that. But this issue is the conclusion of that story arc. And by the end of it, I assume Franklin and Valeria will be back. And I'm excited for this new era of Fantastic Four with the full Richards family back in action. So Fantastic Four issue 15, cover price on this is $3.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And the next book is technically a maybe book, but this is such a light week. I'm probably going to go ahead and buy it. And this is Jed MacKay's Vengeance of the Moon Knight, issue number 1. So a couple weeks ago, Moon Knight died in issue 30. And now we're relaunching the title with Vengeance of the Moon Knight. Same creative team, Jed MacKay, Alessandro Cappuccio. And I probably should have learned my lesson from Daredevil, like jumping onto Daredevil after Devil's Reign in the middle of Chip Zdarsky's run. Just because it's a number 1 doesn't mean you don't need what came before. I'm hoping it's not so dependent on what came before, this whole Vengeance of the Moon Knight title, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. And for that reason, I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but I might as well give a new number 1 from Marvel a shot. It's a new year, a new me, and it's new comic book day. Cover price on this one is $5.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And that's it. Those are all the Marvel books on the pull list this week. So as long as I stick to the list, those are going to cost me $20. Not bad. Not bad. Now let's move over to the distinguished competition and see what DC Comics has to offer us. And of course, it is not a new comic book day. It's not a new year. It's not comics. Unless we got Batman. Batman issue 141 is out this week. This is going to be the conclusion of the Mind Bomb event. We've had this kind of bubbling up for a while, this whole Batman versus Zur-En-Arr thing. And who knows, is this going to end the whole Zur-En-Arr saga in Chip Zdarsky's run? Or is that going to be an underlying thing for, the foreseeable future of his run? I'm hoping it is more of like a run defining storyline or plot thread, subplot, whatever. But I don't know. Whatever it is, that cover A is really, really cool. And once this story arc is over, then we're jumping into the Joker year 1, a new Joker defining story. Do we need a year 1 for the Joker? I don't know. We got 3 Jokers. And before that, we had the Killing Joke. And before that, we had the Joker War. Well, after that, we had the Joker War, way after the Killing Joke. But my point is, we've had a lot of focus on the Joker in the last 5 years of comics. And so I kind of want them to give the Joker a break. But I really like the way Joker's been written so far in Chip Zdarsky's run. So we'll see where that goes. But anyway, that's putting the cart before the horse and talking about issues from weeks from now. Let's get back to this, though. Batman 141. It's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And the next book on the DC Comics pull list is Shazam. You got to say it like that. Shazam issue number 7, written by Mark Waid, art by Dan Mora. One of the best creative teams in comics, if not the best creative team in comics right now, between the world's finest and this Shazam run. I'm reading anything those two are working on. But Shazam is basically kind of back to basics. We got Captain Marvel as he's being called somehow in the middle of this Mark Waid universe. It's been really dope. The last story arc had him sort of fighting off against all of the gods who have given him his powers and were trying to use him for their own purposes or to kind of flex their own power. Shazam has now reclaimed himself and he is Shazam again. And of course, who else to go at other than the former champion of Shazam, Black Adam, Teth Adam, if you will. So Shazam versus Black Adam is going to be a classic battle for the ages. We should have gotten this from day one on this Shazam title, but for whatever reason, The Rock didn't want to be associated with Shazam. But that's a whole different thing. Shazam issue number 7. I'm really excited about it. Cover price on this is $3.99. I'm grabbing cover A. So that's going to do it for the DC Comics pull on the pull list. If I stick to the list, don't buy any extra variants or anything. Let's leave those bad habits in 2023. I'm going to be spending a total of $9 for my DC books this week. Now, let's skip on over to the indies, where first book on the pull list and the only indie book on my pull list this week is The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue number 80. Yeah, The Walking Dead, one of my worst purchases in my comic career, is still on the pull list because, I don't know, the sunk cost fallacy, if you will. Shout out to you, Bunkmaster B, for knowing economic terms and whatnot. Anyway, to The Walking Dead Deluxe, if you don't know, it's The Walking Dead. It's the same Walking Dead you know and love. Nothing different about it, except it's in color. And one thing I know about myself, I'm not the biggest fan of black and white comics. That's why I haven't really gotten into usagi like that. So give me the opportunity to read this fan favorite classic run with full color, and I'm going to do it. So The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 80, still on the pull list. Cover price on this is $3.99. I'm grabbing the David Finch cover A. So that does it for the indies on the pull list. Sticking to the list, that one is going to cost me $4, which brings me to a whopping grand total of $33 this week. Well under budget, even with The Vengeance of the Moon Knight being a $6 book. And that's why I was so comfortable just kind of taking that chance with it, even if I don't know if I'm going to keep it on the list. Now, what might happen, what very well could happen, is there's some really cool X-Men variant or Batman variant that I didn't know was solicited, and I buy that instead of buying Vengeance of the Moon Knight. Or in addition to, because I do have like $17 to work with in the budget. Shout out to a light week. But hey, what's on your pull list this week? Let me know in the comments down below. Not only what's on your pull list, but let me know what you are most excited to read. Are you enjoying Chip Zdarsky's direction on the Batman title? Are you excited about the fall of the House of X? Are you mad like I am that they're stretching it out over 6 months instead of giving it to us over like 12 weeks? Yeah, I am too. But hey, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to continue that discussion, you can join us in our community on Facebook or on Discord. We're there 24/7, and the comic talk just don't stop. Anyway, huge shout out to all the people who make content on this channel possible. They are the channel family, and they're scrolling on the screen right there. Look, I know how to edit videos, and so, stuff is where it's supposed to be. Shout out to you guys. I really appreciate you all. Appreciate your support in the new year. I'm excited about what's coming. And if you are too, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. And I'll see you in another video real soon. Until then, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.